Hello, everyone. Welcome to the lower level of my home. Just wanted to reach out to everyone and say hi and hope everyone is doing well during this time. Hope all of your families are healthy and, if not healthy, recovering. Just kind of wanted to give you a brief video update. First time going at it, trying to do something like this, but kind of want to give some updates across the board to see what's actually happening in our district right now. Handful of things. Everybody has been phenomenal. Again, I write that down pretty much any email that I give you guys, but you guys have been awesome. Whether it's volunteering, whether it's just reaching out and reaching back out to kids that are contacting you, you've done a great job at this point. We've all kind of been thrusted into this unknown experience. So it's been hard for not only ourselves but our children, our families, our students, their families. So just appreciate all of the support that you guys have really pushed out. It's a phenomenal thing to watch and just to be a part of. So again, thank you. The next thing I kind of wanted to focus on really quickly was our district instructional leadership team met last week for about 10 hours or so, trying to produce plans with our building principals to figure out a way that we can actually do this kind of distance learning. And that a part of that will be going towards our continuity of learning plan, which we have to deliver to the state of Michigan. Sorry, not the state of Michigan, but the Kent County ISD. They have to approve our plan. But a part of that plan is some of the stuff that you probably in your buildings have talked to your principals about at this point. That plan, however, hasn't been approved entirely yet. So there are some elements that we have to kind of make sure that we're not necessarily negotiated in, but we have to make sure that we have a letter of agreement signed with the district. That should be happening sometime this week. There are some elements that we're still working on and working towards, including specific things like office hours and the amount of work that the expectation that is going to be put on any teacher at this point. So those are still kind of being cracked out. I'm supposed to meet with Kevin on Wednesday morning. Hopefully we'll have something figured out by then. Obviously, we are continuing to move forward to try to get kids laptops from, well, we're trying to do K through 12. Hopefully, we can get that approach. If not, each building has a specific design plan that's set for them. A couple of things that I kind of want to point out as well in this process is that we have to continue to be mindful of what we give our kids. I know everybody's thinking about how they can actually adjust their plans to fit an online type setting, but please be mindful that we are working collaboratively with our principals and with our district leaders at this point to try to come up with the best approach. But with that being said, there's also going to be grace. There's also going to be moments where we feel like we're failing. But please just continue to support each other during those moments because we all need to be in this together. Our plans look very similar across the county. A handful of districts have a handful of things that they want to do specifically, but a lot of it looks generally right around the same. There are a few outliers that the MEA is continuing to work with, but we're not one of those schools. We've got a lot of stuff punched out and planned out. Our instructional leadership team, the principals have reached out to their leaderships within their own buildings to kind of develop this. So this wasn't developed from one person or one group point of view. It's really developed by us, primarily teachers. We had a lot of solid input on it. There are some things that we're still trying to work on. Again, some of those things are as simple as like office hours. We have still quite a few moments where we should be on, but we're going to get those punched out in the next matter of a couple days. I did in my last email, I gave you guys all a way to please reach out in a Google form. Reach out with any of your questions. So if you're chatting amongst yourselves about something and something pops up, please send that question my way, and then we can kind of work through all of the channels to try to figure it out. Lastly, I just kind of want to give a shout out to the MEA. These guys have worked and worked and worked and worked to try to help all of their districts come up with some idea or plan. They've done a phenomenal job. We've had a vast amount of communication on making sure that we are and the district is serving our students and their parents during this time, and also with the approach that we're also protecting ourselves. So they've done a phenomenal job. I really appreciate all of our support. Our UNISERV director Maureen and her team of UNISERV directors in Kent County have really just been grinding away at all of these individual districts, and they are learning plans and going through all of this to make sure that we aren't hurting kids or families during this time. So it's been a whirlwind experience, and we're all in it together. I'll even give a shout out to our own district leadership. Kevin has been a team player in this process. He's really allowed us to be professionals. There are some things that we still have to obviously work through, but for the most part, he knows who has the impact on our families, and that's us, and he's stated that to me a handful of times over the last few weeks. So he's really allowed us to show our professionalism and allowed us to be professionals and kind of make a path for us going forward. So it's really great I was going to say it's really great to see you guys, but I guess I'm not seeing you at this point. But please again, reach out, be kind to each other, help each other if we're running into something. Let's be open and honest with each other, and let's work through this whole process together. Thanks again, everybody. This is me signing off on my first video ever. So please just be healthy and be safe. Thanks.